Constantinople was a magnificent city, fortified at the eastern end of the Mediterranean and also the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantium. Constantinople became one of the major centers of Christianity, and the city has been a symbol of power and glory for centuries. However, the dream of reclaiming this city has weighed on the hearts of Ottoman sultans for a long time. And amidst the turbulence of war and struggle, a young leader named Mehmed II dreamed of success that would carve his name into history. Let us begin from the beginning, when ambition met meticulous preparation, a moment that history records as one of the most significant in the journey of humankind. In the early days of 1453, Mehmed II, originally named Muhammad al-Fetih, known as Mehmed the Conqueror, was a 21-year-old man with ambitious dreams. Mehmed II had recently ascended the throne for the second time as the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire after abdicating at the age of 12 in 1446. Mehmed returned to the Ottoman throne in 1451 as a strong and influential leader after succeeding his deceased father, Murad II. Mehmed II began by constructing a vast fleet. He ordered the gathering of the best warships from across the empire and allied states. This was not just an ordinary logistical task, but also involved intricate diplomacy to ensure the involvement of all relevant parties. Additionally, Mehmed II recruited new troops and rigorously trained existing ones. He gathered the finest warriors from across the empire to join the upcoming siege of Constantinople, estimated between 50,000 to 80,000 soldiers, including infantry, cavalry, and artillery. This endeavor involved significant mobility of troops, ammunition supplies, and meticulous logistical arrangements. However, the most crucial and perhaps decisive preparation lay in the military realm. Mehmed II realized that to conquer the magnificent city, they needed to employ strong and effective artillery. Thus, he invested the majority of his resources into building and strengthening Ottoman artillery. This was not just about constructing large cannons, but also about developing technology and tactics to optimize their use. Mehmed II even summoned artillery experts from Europe to provide advice and guidance in using these weapons. Meanwhile, he also paid attention to logistical details often overlooked by many military leaders. He ensured his troops had sufficient food and ammunition to sustain them during prolonged battles. This included organizing supply routes from various imperial regions and devising strategies to deal with potential disruptions in the supply chain. Furthermore, he prepared field hospitals and emergency medical centers to care for wounded soldiers during battle. This was a smart and vital step to ensure his troops remained in prime condition during the upcoming siege. As a seasoned military commander, Mehmed II understood that the conquest of Constantinople required detailed and carefully crafted strategies. This is why he ensured that every detail of the attack plan was thoroughly researched and carefully considered. Mehmed II began by conducting a comprehensive analysis of the weaknesses in Constantinople's defenses. He studied the defensive walls, main defense positions, and defensive strategies that might be used by the Byzantine forces. Mehmed II divided his troops into several divisions with clearly defined roles. He placed his best troops in strategic positions facing the city's defensive walls. Additionally, he also positioned reserve forces behind to anticipate possible counterattacks from the Byzantine forces. One key aspect of the attack strategy was the arrangement of artillery positions. Mehmed II ensured that the large cannons were placed in the most strategic points to breach Constantinople's defensive walls. He used the best artillery experts to determine optimal firing angles and maximize the effectiveness of artillery attacks. In 1453, during the 53-day siege of Constantinople, the city's defensive walls began to show signs of vulnerability due to the continuous bombardment from Ottoman artillery. The death toll from both sides continued to rise as the battle progressed, with estimates reaching thousands of people. Although they had held out bravely for days, the physical and mental strength of the defending forces was increasingly worn down by the relentless attacks. They continued to fight with unwavering determination, despite facing worsening conditions. As the breach of the walls became increasingly inevitable, dramatic decisions had to be made by the defending forces. They fought with all their might, but ultimately, on May 29, 1453, one section of the main wall was breached by a heavy assault from Mehmed II's forces. The siege, which had lasted for months, was nearing its end. After days of fierce battles and prolonged siege, the only thing separating the Ottoman forces from victory was Constantinople's last line of defense. However, when that wall crumbled, nothing could stop Mehmed II's forces from breaking into the city. The Ottoman troops looted the ancient city and massacred its inhabitants. Nearly 4,000 people died, and another 50,000 were enslaved. Many citizens committed suicide out of fear of facing the Ottoman army or living as slaves. The penetration of Ottoman forces into the city marked the end of the long and sacrificial battle. It was the moment awaited by Mehmed II and his troops, and it was a turning point in the history of Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire. With the fall of the city, the glory of the Byzantine Empire came to an end, and a new era began in Ottoman history.